wawe pale watoto wanapoingia kwa hizo magari waone ni gari ya aina gani. Wengine madereva wanakuwa na wanakunywa pombe, wengine wanaweka muziki ambao si mzuri.
While also vowing that the crackdown will continue until sanity is restored on the roads.
Mwananchi yoyote akiingia kwa gari hakikisha kwamba ako na kiti. Kwa hivyo tunaambia madereva na wananchi wote wazingatie sheria za barabarani na wabebe kwa usalama. Wale ambao ni wenye magari wahakikisha kwamba wanapopeana magari zao zikafanye kazi, sote ziko na road service license, zimefanyiwa inspection, sababu tukiwapata tutawashika na tuwapeleka kotini.
Some of the impounded vehicles had their number plates plucked off by NTSA officials before being towed to Thika police station, awaiting prosecution of the drivers. For Lunchtime News, I'm Joseph Wahungu.
Let's stay safe on our Kenyan roads. Away from road traffic matters to education, where a novel education program that has proved a success in Keharu constituency is set to be replicated in at least 15 other constituencies across the country. 15 MPs were in the area for a benchmarking exercise as they sought to better understand the Masomo Bora program that has helped improve education standards in the constituency, which has been ranked among the best in utilization of the National Government Constituency Development Fund.
On a Masomo Bora program here in Keharu, where learners pay only 1,000 per term, and I am glad that that program is being adopted by many constituencies.
Nimesoma na nikaona hii program pia mimi naenda kuimplement huko Thika, ndio watoto wangu wale especially wa day schools wao wanakula shule na wazazi ni wapunguzie karo ya shule itoke vile wanalipanga between 15,000 11,000. I make sure I'll be able to reduce by half wao wanalipa 6,000 ama 7,000.
What has been done here is amazing, using little money and giving that money a lot of value. And that's what we want to take to our constituency, to take to the rest of the country, that you can use your money and use it very well. You do more development using the same resources.
From education to security matters, where the impending extension of Operation Maliza Uhalifu to Isiolo, Meru and Marsabit counties has received divided opinion among leaders and elders in Isiolo County. The elders from the communities that are most affected by cattle rustling want the operation to commence immediately, while leaders from the targeted areas want it shelved to enable them to engage with their community members and have the livestock stolen and hidden in their localities recovered. The leaders spoke at Mlango area of Isiolo County, where the Interior Cabinet Secretary, Professor Kithure Kindiki, witnessed the handing over of 200 camels that were stolen from Isiolo but recovered in the neighboring Samburu County.
Security, kwa sababu mimi pande yangu mimi sitaki kusema watu wafanyiwe operation vile mzee Idris amesema, kwa sababu mimi ni kiongozi ya kila mtu. Operation ikuje saa ile umekataa kurudisha nini? Mifugo. Ukikataa mifugo, waziri wakikataa kurudisha mifugo ile muda unawapatia, peleka operation. Lakini wakirudisha, hapana, weka operation. Kwa hivyo operation yako wale hawajaiba Wasamburu, Wasomali na Wameru na Waborana na Wagopi, anza leo usiku. Wale wanaogopa wameconfess hapa.
Sisi marai kwa mambo ya operation tunataka operation iende kwa mtu ambaye amefanya makosa. Kwa sababu zamani waizi wametumia hiyo nafasi, wakati pengine operation inakuja wale watu wanapigwa ni wale ambao hawana hatia. Na sisi tumesema hiyo hatuwezi kukubali.
And from Isiolo to Nakuru County, where county administrations and members of parliament have been challenged to support bright but needy children within their jurisdictions through the county government bursaries and the Constituency Development Fund bursaries ahead of the school reopening scheduled for next week. Speaking in Naivasha, Area Sub-County Director of Education Nancy Mutai said a high number of students from needy families risk missing out on joining high school for lack of fees. According to Mutai, over 300 students who had applied for the Equity Wings to Fly scholarship program in the area, only 8 needy students were selected. Naivasha Equity Branch Manager Evans Miranga says that over 50,000 students have already benefited from the annual program.
Takes over from now henceforth.
Shiko na stress hadi kichwa inaniuma sana. Hata nikienda hospitali na depression inakuwa, yani stress inakuwa juu.
A combination of Wings to Fly, Elimu and CDF programs among others will really help give youth an education which opens up opportunities to a bright future.
Moving on, more than 2,000 youths from Trans Nzoia County are set to benefit from a youth mentorship program meant to transform them against the dynamic generation of challenges. This follows the unveiling of the Tabasamu Africa Hub in Cherangani area. According to Tabasamu Africa Hub founder Francis Geshuki, the center targets youths across East Africa region who will be empowered with knowledge and skills.
So this place here will be a great place for these people, and a great opportunity to have people maybe come together and work together as young people who actually, as young people, they always face challenges in life.
It's a hub where the ideas of young people converge and innovation sparks, and the rest is a peaceful world for young people where everyone thrives without stepping on each other.
We're looking at partnering in terms of for them to have young people who have skills, competence skills, that they can be self-employed. And as an ICM, being a global examination body, we look at people getting skills that can help them be self-employed.
And in other news, a section of residents of Nkareta area of Narok North Sub-County are up in arms over low-lying live electric wires that they claim put them at risk of electrocution. The affected residents say that the poles have been in that state for days now. They now want Kenya Power to move with speed and save the situation before lives are lost.
Nashukuru Mungu sababu haijaangukia kwa maboma, ilianguka tu na kushika moto. Na hiyo stima ilikuwa na moto na haijaingizwa kwa maboma wala senda.
Hii miti karibu saa hii analala karibu mwaka 5, na ile anaanguka karibu anashoma hiyo bama. Karibu hii bama anashomeka, lakini shamba anashomeka. Lakini Mungu tu analinda kwa sababu sisi anaona hajaona masaidisho chochote.
Moving on, residents of Majengo Estate in Nanyuki town have vowed to protect an open public ground from private developers. The 3-acre public space, initially designated for survivors and wives of Second World War veterans, has been under constant grabbing threat since the year 1998. Currently, the field is hosting the Laikipia County Junior Youth Football Tournament as a way of affirming that this field belongs to the community. Residents argue that whenever calamities occurred, like flooding or fire breakouts, they could always seek refuge on the field.
Huu ni uwanja wa public utility. Kuna emergency inaweza tokea, any kind of disaster kama moto, mambo mengine mengi kama vile mafuriko yanakuwa pengine ni mengi, watu wanaweza kuja hapa hivi na wakakampa hapa hivi.
Ni ligi ambaye tumeileta kwenye uwanja huu ambao ni uwanja sisi wenyewe tumeuchezea tangu tukiwa wadogo. Kwa hivyo tuliona kuna umuhimu na kuna haja huu uwanja kuwa unatumika.
And on a tragic note, a motorcycle funeral procession in Kakamega County turned tragic after 3 people were involved in a nasty accident. The 3 who are nursing injuries at the Kakamega hospital were among a group of boda riders who were part of a funeral procession in Shinyalu. The group had joined the procession as part of a funeral ritual, according to persons who have positively impacted the society. The deceased was an ardent supporter of AFC Leopards Football Club and the football team's Shinyalu branch chair.
ningeomba tu chairman wa wana bodaboda awahimize, kwa sababu kila mara kuwa na msafara wa matanga, wana bodaboda wanakuwa na kitu kingine kama excitement, madoido mingi, mbio mingi na oni, ndio maana vitu kama hizi zinatokea. Alafu pia upande wa ambulance imekuja moja na hii imekuwa very fatal accident.
And away from that, security agencies in Kiambu County have intensified the war on illegal gambling debts, which they accuse of harboring criminal elements. In the latest operation targeting bars, among other locations, over 42 gambling machines were seized. Speaking in Githunguri during the destruction of an assortment of gambling machines, Deputy County Commissioner David Juma said the illegal dens have become breeding grounds for criminal gangs that have been wreaking havoc in the area and its environs, even as he assured the public of government's commitment to eradicating organized crime in the area.
Gambling machines zinaharibu vijana, hasa wale wanakaa nyumbani wanakuja kwa hizo gambling machines, wanabadala kufanya kazi kwa shamba, wanakuja wanakaa pale, wanaipa hata pesa za wazazi wao, wanakuja kucheza hiyo gambling, na hatari kabisa pia wahalifu wanajificha kwa hiyo gambling, na ikifika masaa ingine wanaenda kushambulia hata watu. Hatukubali hata wakileta kupitia panya route, sisi lazima tutahakikisha tumezichoma, ndio wananchi vijana warudi kwa mashamba wafanye kazi na hata wasome.
Very well, at about 12 minutes past the top of the hour, we are due for a fast break, but don't go away, we still have more news, including business and also sports.
Dereva, kutumia simu wakati uko barabarani ni hatari kwako, abiria wako na kwa wengine wote walio barabarani. Wengi wamepoteza maisha yao au kujeruhiwa baada ya kuhusika katika ajali zilizosababishwa na madereva wanaotumia simu. Usiwe mmoja wao. Usalama barabarani unaanza na wewe. Ujumbe huu unaletwa kwako na Kenya National Highways Authority. Quality highways, better connections.
Catch the Kisumu and Njue Safari trains as you travel back from your festivities. The daily service runs up to 14th January 2024, with the Njue train departing at 9 a.m. and the Kisumu train at 6:30 p.m.
Let's not have addiction in the first place. So try and restrain screen time from your children. Remember, if your child is watching too much TV, they're actually deleting parts of their brains and connectivity.
For parents, please keep an open communication with your child.
To book, dial *639# or visit metickets.krc.co.ke. It's safe, affordable, reliable. For inquiries, contact us on 0709 907 000.
In a world filled with uncertainty, there is one thing we can always count on: the power of compassion and generosity. Every day, families in Kenya face unimaginable challenges and hardships. They struggle to put food on the table, provide shelter for their loved ones, and access basic health care. But today, you have the power to make a difference. By just contributing 1 shilling and 50 cents from your airtime, your generosity can provide access to sanitary pads, nutritious food, clean water, education, and life-saving medical care to those who need it most. To support this cause, please tune in to your favorite radio station under the KBC umbrella for step-by-step instructions on how to subscribe. KBC Helping Hands. Together, we can make a difference and bring hope to those in need.
Nimekuwa weak for about a week hivi, trying to think of why I'm not thinking.
stress nimeipatia internship na depression nayo ikanikufia. To many of you I still seem normal, but mlevi akiulizwa yeye usema ako sawa.
Spoken word or the way to go?
Spoken word is like a window that God has shown me. Oh, ulipitia kwa hii mlango, so kuna ile ka window pia naona uko poa, unaweza try. But then unajua kuna ile ngoma ya Betty Baya ya 11th hour. So nilikuwa najiambia ile time yenye naenda kufanya kitu mbaya, ama God nikupatie hiyo usiku, nione kama kesho utanipatia jibu. Then napata nimeweza kusurvive.
Welcome back. Let's now delve into the world of business, where United Arab Emirates government-owned Fly Dubai is set to grace the coastal skies of Mombasa starting the 17th of this month with 4 weekly direct flights of tourists. Kenya Airports Authority made the announcement on social media platform X, saying that the entry will lead to increased tourist activities in the coastal region.
Data shows that Kenya's tourism sector has been growing, with international arrivals increasing and tourism earnings rising. In the first half of 2023, tourism earnings increased by 31% to 152.6 billion shillings. This was a 92% recovery compared to the same period in 2019. In June 2023, arrivals closed at 168,051, which was a 1% increase from the previous month. In 2024, the sector is poised to grow further. The Kenya Airports Authority (KAA) on its X account says Fly Dubai is set to grace the coastal skies of Mombasa starting the 17th of this month with 4 weekly direct flights of tourists. Wednesday night, Moi International Airport received a Polish air charter flight with 245 tourists from Poland. KAA says it anticipates more global friends arriving with Lunchtime Airlines in Mombasa. The Kenya Tourism Board's strategic plan for 2023-2028 aims to grow the tourism sector's contribution to the Kenyan economy to 1 trillion shillings annually by June 2028. Frederick Mwoki for Lunchtime News.
Now, digital payment service provider SasaPay has waived the transaction fees for its platform users, providing financial relief for the next 3 months. The waiver includes person-to-person transfers, business collections, business payouts to SasaPay users, and payments for business and TLs. The move seeks to increase the number of users on the platform.
So we want to appreciate our customers who've been using our platform, and we want to help them save some transaction cost. We know that there are tough economic times, and with this tough economic times, we know that saving a shilling or two is always a good thing. And that is why we decided to zero rate for the next 3 months to help our customers enjoy all the benefits at no cost.
Now, some good news to rice farmers, as they are set to benefit from a high-yielding basmati rice variety that is in the final stages of trial at the University of Embu. Speaking at the rice breeding field in Njue, a rice breeder from the University of Embu, Professor Njue announced that 2 varieties will be released soon out of the 21 that are under research.
In Kenya, rice is a major food crop after maize and wheat, and the demand is increasing, especially in urban population. Unfortunately, rice yields per hectare is low compared to other rice-producing countries like China, Japan, India, and USA. Basmati rice is preferred by consumers because of its aroma and good cooking qualities. However, basmati yield is very low compared to other non-aroma rice lines.
Kwa hivyo ile research ingine tunafanya ni kuweza kuimprove the basmati. We induce a drought tolerant genes in the basmati 370 so that we can come with a variety ambayo mkulima akipanda hata in the higher regions ama katika hizi field za mchele na wakati hakuna maji mingi wataweza kupata mazao.
This has kept the average rice yields in Njue, which is the main rice growing region in Kenya, low. Professor Ntakanio observed that the highest production internationally is 17 tons per acre, adding that the researchers in Kenya aim is to get a production of about 15 tons per acre in the next 3 years.
This is a remarkable achievement because we are moving towards food security. Why this one is very important. One, it is able to withstand high levels of nitrogen. Nitrogen is important because it increases yield. While also basmati is favored by many consumers, but the yield is low and it cannot release high levels of nitrogen, whereby when you release the nitrogen, it tends to fall down, and that jeopardizes yield, it reduces the yield.
Ntakanio added that the super yielding has a DOF gene that helps it withstand the high production without lodging in water, noting that they are also coming up with a drought-tolerant variety that requires little water and can also do well in dry areas. He also revealed that the researchers are in the final stages of approval by the relevant government agencies like KBC in order to get the seeds to farmers.
We are going to come from the trial level to multiply the seeds so that we can be able to have a bigger field. But of course, we need to be certified before this to the KBC, but we'll be able to produce bigger field, especially for our own research, as a way to get the money so that we can be able to bring KBC for certification.
Edna Murungi for Lunchtime News.
Further afield, global economic growth is projected to slow down from an estimated 2.7% in 2023 to about 2.4% in 2024, according to the UN World Economic Situation and Prospect 2024 report. Details of this and more from news around the world in our Business International Roundup.
High borrowing costs, elevated public debt, persistently low investment and mounting geopolitical tensions put global growth at risk, says the report. Global inflation is projected to decline further from an estimated 5.7% in 2023 to 3.9% in 2024. Price pressures are, however, still elevated in many countries, and any further escalation of geopolitical conflicts risk renewed increases in inflation, warns the report. Elsewhere, retail giant Carrefour will stop selling Pepsi products in France, citing unacceptable price increases. The supermarket started putting up signs in stores to inform customers of the decision, which will affect products such as Pepsi soda, Doritos, and Quaker's cereals. Pepsi said it will continue to try to negotiate in good faith. The spot comes as France continues to grapple with food prices that are rising uncomfortably quickly. The most recent report from the Government Statistics Agency estimated that food prices rose 7.1% in December from a year earlier. Finally, China's self-developed electric airplane, the AG-60E, successfully completed its first flight in East China's Hangzhou City, Zhejiang Province, according to the Aviation Industry Corporation of China. The plane's development team tackled a range of tasks during the maiden voyage, from testing motor and electronic control systems to selecting power batteries and verifying the integration of the electric propulsion system. With the ability to fly at an altitude of 3,600 meters and a zippy maximum average speed of 218 kilometers per hour, it represents a technological upgrade from its predecessors, the gasoline-fueled AG-60.
And in sports, the Confederation of African Football CAF has announced a 40% increase in the prize money for the winner of the Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. The winner of the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire 2023 will receive approximately 1 billion Kenya shillings. The runner-up will now get 630 million shillings. Each of the two semi-finalists will receive 394 million shillings, and each of the four quarter-finalists 204 million shillings. CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe said the prize money targets to develop football and also benefit all the football stakeholders, as well as assist member associations with the administrations. The Africa Cup of Nations kick off on 13th of this month in Ivory Coast. In Spain, Iker Gundogan scored a disputed stoppage time penalty as Spanish giant Barcelona came from behind to beat Las Palmas 2-1 in Spanish La Liga. In another match, Sevilla lost 2-0 to Athletic Bilbao. In Italy, Italian giants Juventus came from behind to thrash Salernitana 6-1 to book their place in the quarterfinals of the Italian Cup. Elsewhere, Everton striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin was sent off, but 10-man Toffees held on to force an FA Cup third-round replay with Crystal Palace.
Fabio Miretti leveled 11 minutes later before Andre Cambiaso fired Juventus ahead. Calvert-Lewin was sent off, but 10-man Toffees held on to force an FA Cup third-round replay with Crystal Palace. Everton and Palace will both be in the fourth-round draw, which takes place on Monday before Wigan Athletic host Manchester United.
That's where we put a cap on KBC Lunchtime News this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of my colleague Brian Moraru and everyone who has made this broadcast the success, we say thank you so much and a happy new year. Do have yourself a blessed afternoon, and don't forget to check this out on our social media platforms.